Welcome. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the Vision Alignment Show. We have got a great show for you today with yours truly. I'm going to be talking specifically about some things that I might normally talk about in the Stroke of Genius show, but the Stroke of Genius show is being put off today because I have a call that I'm going to be doing all afternoon with. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But let's talk a little bit about the Vision Alignment show that we have today. Yes, we have a lot of good stuff going on. We have a big weekend coming up, which we don't have a lot on the calendar, which is nice. We have one dinner with some friends at their house, so it's very safe and we're not taking any risks there. So that's a good thing, and that'll be great to be able to do that with our friends. But I mean, there's also so many other things that are going on with us today, and I apologize for my tongue getting tied. My tongue doesn't work the way it used to. So I had a brain bleed about a week and a half ago, and I was in the hospital for a day, for just the day, and they did a CAT scan. They did what's called the tube, a shuntogram. So they took an X-rays of the shunt to make sure that it was okay. So I have a shunt on the outside of my head, outside of my skull, and it runs down all the way into my abdomen, and it drains the excess cranial fluid from my brain to my abdomen. So they did all that. They also took an MRI, and the MRI showed that there was a brain bleed, and the brain bleed came from one of two, or maybe both, cavernous malformations in my brainstem. So these cavernous malformations, or CAV-mal, if you will, is a malformed blood vessel, and they can form anywhere in your body. Mine just happened to have formed in my brainstem. And when it bled, it put pressure on nerves that really control my vision. My vision has already been affected with other cavernous malformations, but it also had an issue where the cavernous malformations this time affected my speech and my swallowing. I still swallow okay, but they said if it gets worse, then I could have some other problems. But it also makes my tongue numb. That's hard to say. So really want to make sure that you just understand that through all this, I've kept my faith. I have kept my bearings. But I'll tell you one thing that's really rocked me is my mental capacity to understand what's going on. So I think too much. Maybe I know too much now, but I've gotten to a point where I begin to have some real mental anxiety. And that happened last Friday when I had the appointment with the neurologist. And as I was sitting with the neurologist, he was a young guy, and he just said, well, you have this situation and it bled. You're probably not going to see us very much longer. You're probably going to see the neurosurgeon, and the neurosurgeon is going to tell you what you can do. So when I saw the neurosurgeon last time, 10 years ago, that was when they told me that I needed to have brain surgery. And if I didn't have brain surgery, the problems are only going to become worse and more frequent. So sitting there as a blind guy, I realized worse and more frequent was not very good. And so then that's when I took the initiative. I didn't take the initiative. I was 100% in favor of having brain surgery. Now this time, I have these cavernous malformations again, and they bled, and they're putting pressure on nerves to control the stuff that goes on in my mouth. And I've gotten to a point where I started to contemplate what was going on with me. I started to think about what would happen if I weren't here. We had a party on Saturday, and it was very nice. The party brought me back. The party brought me back to where I understood that I'm going to be okay. I just need to get through some stuff, and I don't know what that stuff is, but as I think about it, and I want you to understand this as well. So when I think about it, I think about how the pressure is going to become on nerves that control my swallowing. Now, will I be able to swallow? Will I have a tongue that really moves the way it should? Will I be able to talk? That's a real concern. Real concern, because I have no idea if I'm going to be able to or not. So when we get through all this, and when that is, I don't know. Nobody knows how long it's going to be before it bleeds again, but it's probably going to bleed again. So the neurologist actually prescribed me with some blood pressure medicine. Although I don't have high blood pressure, I don't really have high. I don't call it high. It's 130, sometimes 140 is the top number, and they want to get that top number down below 130. So he prescribed me with some blood pressure medicine, and just said that I needed to go on and live my life and do the running. I love to run. I hurt my foot, but as soon as my foot's feeling better, I'll get back out and I'll run. So there's a lot going on with this bleeding that's going to happen. I shouldn't say it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Now, last time it happened within 3 or 4 months of when it happened the first time. But I know that when that happens, certain things are going to shut down, and I need to be prepared, and I need to prepare Connie as well for the what ifs that are out there. So, not that I want any of that to happen, and not that my faith is not strong, because my faith is strong, but I know that being prepared is going to help us. I think it's going to help us in the future with any decisions that we want to make. So, having said all that, I'm not going there. I'm not getting to the dark places, because I was at the dark places, last Friday when we had all this conversation with the neurologist. I started to think way too much. And when I did that, I put myself in a hole. When you put yourself in a hole, when you put yourself in a dark place, and and I've had many people come to me and say, yeah, I've been in dark places like that. And what I do is blank. What I do is blank. What do you do when you end up in a dark place? Or maybe maybe you never do. So I know we got a few people on here this morning. So let's see. We have Eric Bam. Good morning, Eric. Been nice seeing you. Yes. Good morning. And the brain is an amazing thing, and you can't contain. Yeah, I can't read that. My awesomeness. So we're all awesome. We're all awesome in our own way. We just need to let that out. So, yes, I am awesome. I say that reluctantly, but that is important for us all to know, that we all have something inside of us that makes us awesome. So understand what that is. Now, again, I told you a little bit about what was going on, and I want to ask you again. So if you're listening to this live, put in hashtag live. If you're listening to this on replay, put in hashtag replay, and let me know how you deal with your dark spots, your dark days. I mean, we all have them. I think we all have them. Am I the only one that has them? Tell me about it. Oh, Mark Kastner, Matt Kastner. Oh yes, good morning. We met yesterday. Good morning, Matt. Yeah, we've got a call coming up here in about 15 minutes. With the NSA, which is what I was going to talk to you about. The National Speakers Association allows us to be a part of this chapter leadership committee, and or chapter leadership institute, and it's all about helping us as we begin to get into our roles as president-elect or vice president or even president. Serving that committee, that board is really phenomenal. To be able to do so much with them, and to be in that leadership position where you're actually involved in making plans for the organization, at least for the local chapter. It's been great, and I love having the different interaction with the people that are online. So I can tell how happy I am and how proud I am to be on there and to be with them. So again, that's a great organization. I've not been a part of any association that has been any more giving than the National Speakers Association. They are just a phenomenal group of people that just give and give, and they're generous and they're gracious with it all the time. So, and there's hashtag live. Good morning, Rhonda. Thank you for being on here this morning. I'm so glad to see you. I love all of you that are on, and even the ones that are listening in replay, and some that aren't. I just love everybody. I love having that group, that cohesion of a different group of people coming around and making us better. That's what made me better on Friday when I was in the dark spot. You know, it was a little bit of prayer, which never hurts, and then I was at a point where I needed people around me, and I had those people around me. They're my kids. My oldest son, who's 25, he'll be 26 here in March. My daughter, who's 23, and then my youngest son, who's 21, and then of course my wife Connie, and my new daughter-in-law to be, Jade, was here as well. So we had a great time. We had a lot of fun. We got to watch plenty of golf during the day. We went and got some goodies to eat, and I think I've posted them on my membership site. So if you're a part of a membership site, you've seen the post already. I'll probably move that post over to Facebook to let some other people know what's going on with me, so they can understand that things haven't really changed too much. I still feel numb in my face, kind of like when you've been to the dentist and the Novocaine hasn't worn off yet. So that's something I live with, and that's the way it is. My tongue feels fat right now. I can't help it, but hopefully it doesn't make the talking by me come out any differently, and just you still understand me. And in the future, as this progresses, I want to make sure that I continue to have conversations with people, and I'm not sure how conversations are going to happen in the future. I don't know if this is going to be a brain bleed and I'm going to have my lack of being able to talk at all. I don't know what's going to happen. So we've got a lot of uncertainty ahead of us, but one thing is for certain is that we have today, and that is the best gift of all. We have today. So we're living in today, and we're going to make it the best we possibly can. So I appreciate you all being on here this morning just to talk and to learn about blind spots and your vision. What else Ron has to say? Oh, the food looked delicious. It was delicious, Rhonda. We had a great time. We had so much food. We had more than we could have ever eaten. But we had a nice time where we just sat back, relaxed, and just had a good meal. So anyway, I want to talk to you this morning about vision. And we heard from yesterday from Lori Guest and talked about her vision, although she didn't share it specifically, but her vision is one that will allow us to, hey, and there's somebody else that just came on. Thank you, Dave. Yep. All good. Gratitude, faith, family, friendship, and laughter. Yeah, we had plenty of that. And thank you for the prayers. I appreciate that, Dave. Dave is going to be our guest next Monday. So we're going to have him on. We're going to have a good time talking to him about his vision. We're going to talk about his blind spots and how he sees his blind spots, and really how he has other people to see his blind spots and who they are. So, that's something that's very important for us all to understand. We all have a cognitive bias, and that cognitive bias is also called a blind spot, and that that prevents us from moving forward, from being the person we're meant to be, from taking the bull by the horns and living the largest life we possibly can. Because God doesn't want us to play small. I'm never going to be accused of playing small. I'm never going to be accused of burying my talents. I'm not going to bury my talents. So that's important for us all to understand, the importance of living the life we're meant to live. And however long it lasts is how long it lasts. But live for today and make today the best possible day that you can. That's why we have these shows where we talk about vision, we talk about blind spots, and we talk about what makes us unique. So again, we were going to talk a little bit about vision. And Lori did talk a little bit about her vision, but she didn't go into it too deeply, too specifically. I'll tell you what my vision is. My vision is to help people to embrace their own personal blindness to achieve a greater vision for their lives. So my vision is to someday walk down off a stage, whether it's a virtual stage or a physical stage, and to be impacting at least 1,000 people, 1,000 or more people at a time. And I want to do that twice a week, or not twice a week, twice a month. So 24 days, a year. I want to have the opportunity to impact people in that way. Then I also want to be able to impact them with my videos. So there's videos that are available on my membership site. It's called Insights with a Radical Vision. Those videos are phenomenal. They'll help you a lot in order to help you to understand, what your blindness is. Maybe it'll help you to understand to have sight. And when you have sight, you begin to have awareness, and then you're actually having acceptance of who you are. Those two things right there are worth the price of admission. So having that sight and the awareness and the I'm getting tongue-tied. The awareness and the I just said it. The awareness and the acceptance. So yeah, two ways. So awareness and acceptance. Those are two important things that you need to have in order to have sight. But when you have vision, vision is where it all comes together. That's where you begin to understand how important it is to help someone else. Not only to have your own vision, to know where you're going, to know what you're doing, to know what your preferred state is, your preferred future. If you can understand that, then you can have other people maybe adopt your vision as well, and come along with you. So that's why this organization that I have called Radical Vision, we're all about helping people to embrace their own personal blindness. But we're also all about helping other people to come along with us to help those to understand their blindness. There's an awful lot here, and I really want to make sure that there's anything, if there's ever anything that I can do for you to help you with your blindness, with your blind spots, with your vision, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can find me anywhere that you see my Radical Vision, my website or my Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And that other thing is the YouTube channel. I want to make sure that you all understand how appreciative I am of you. You have taken me from 55 users at the beginning of this week, which is Monday, and now I'm up over 127 users. So that's huge. And it's all because of you. You doing that and you sharing these videos has allowed me to be able to impact more people. And we're all in this together. So we're all impacting more people. And if this is your role, that's great. If you have another role in life that you're meant for, let me know that as well. And then we're going to keep talking about your vision and how important it is to embrace your vision, because we don't want to play small. There's just so much that we can learn from these blind spots that we go through. I told you about my blind spots. I told you how I got through it. But also want to make sure that we understand the importance of embracing that blindness. The blindness of I had when I had brain surgery. The first one. There may be a second one, but in order to help people to understand that blindness and to be able to go past that and to embrace that blindness and use it, because my blindness was the fact that I didn't show my daughter, that I was just how much it meant to me. I didn't know how much it meant to me that I was just her dad. So she told me in her letter, obviously, she said, sure, other people's dads are great. They're younger than you, they're sportier, and they're funner. Now, I didn't think they were funner, but she helped me to see that my blindness was the fact that I didn't realize how important I was to her. So that's a little bit about what we have today. There's so much more here. Oh, somebody else to join us. So let's see here. Mark Gassert, good morning, coming in from YouTube. So we've got the trifecta here of people coming in from YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So I'm so happy to have you all on. I can't tell how happy it makes me that you are all a part of this tribe that we've started here, and we've all begun this together. So this is really the groundwork. This is the platform that we're going to continue on with, and we're going to continue on in order to make other people's lives brighter and make other lives happier. Now we're going to do that by serving other people, and that's one of the most important things that we can do. For me, service comes from videos. It comes from talks. It comes from this that we're doing. But who knows? That may change in the future. We're going to keep doing what we're doing for as long as we can. And I appreciate you all being here. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining. And if you're able to, please share this video with other people. Share with them and let them know about what we're doing. And then I'm also going to ask you to subscribe if you haven't already to my YouTube channel, and have them subscribe as well, because that is where the impact is going to happen, is when we begin to have more of a spread, and then we'll just never be able to stop it because it's just going to go on its own. So I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that you've done, and I want to make sure that you know that you are always on my mind, and as always, keep one eye on the road.